been reviewing food now for 2.5 years on the channel. I've done over 1100 food reviews, and I'm getting there. My videos are getting a little bit better, and it's like evolution. I see it. It just gets a little bit better as you go. Now, when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. So when I first started the channel, I was looking back on a few of my videos, and I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I thought I'd review new food and get it out there and show you what it's like. And if it's any good, you can buy it, and if it's not, then you know to stay away from it. But when I first started, I was just sort of like cooking the food and showing you it and trying it. But then I got a few messages and a few comments, and it's basically this video has come from your comments. It was like, what's the allergens? You know, I can't eat this food, I can't eat that food. What are the ingredients? And that's when I thought, well, I'll do a thorough review, and that's why the reviews are thorough. I show the ingredients, show how you cook them, and I try and get as much information off the packet as I can, because you've asked for it, and that's why I do it. But then you go, it sort of, the plot thickens, as they say, and you look into what's in the food, and you look into actually what you are consuming. Now, when we go shopping, I never used to do a lot of shopping, really. It was because I was out of work and I was a stay-at-home father that I was doing more shopping, and that's how the whole channel started. It was just purely by chance, really. And so we go shopping, and luckily I have no allergens, so I don't really have to worry about what's in the food at all. I've none whatsoever, not that I know of. But I know a lot of people are, and that's why I always read the allergens out. But it's been, some foods have been a talking point, and I know that I don't do the healthiest of foods. In fact, I don't do any healthy food. There are channels out there that review healthy food and cook healthy food, and this is not one of them. I know it's a lot of processed food that I review, but it's out in their supermarkets, and a lot of it's new. Well, when I say a lot of it's new, a lot of it's like rebranded. But do we know what we're eating? Do you know what we're putting in our bodies? And a few things that I've done, I'll mention 3 things that I've done that are talking points, and they are in every video that I do. Not in every, but when these ingredients are in there, they're a talking point. And one is palm oil. That always comes up in a lot of pastries that I do, a lot of pies. And they seem to put palm oil in a lot of things. Now, that is a big talking point. I didn't have a clue what palm oil was beforehand. I still don't do it now. I'm not a nutritionist. I've no qualifications. So, I'm going to put it back on you, and please let me know in the comments, obviously, to this video. So palm oil, yeah, that's been in the comments. Comes up a lot in the ingredients and is a talking point. Another one is MSG. Now, I've had lots and lots of MSG in my time. And I know that the Chinese use it a lot, don't they? And I actually bought a bag of MSG when I was living in Newark-on-Trent, when I was in the forces. I bought it in Lincoln at a proper Chinese supermarket. I got a big bag of it. I used a little bit when I first started, and then I never used it. I ended up throwing it out. But I do believe it's in, quite a lot of food as a flavour enhancer. Now, I don't know if it's good for you, if it's bad for you. I don't know the long-term effects, but it's there. I mean, the food that they put in, the ingredients that they put in the food that they sell in the supermarkets that we buy, it can't be really bad for you, because they wouldn't be putting it in there, would they? So, but we don't know the long-term effects, and this, if you know you're a scientist out there and you do know the long-term effects, then that's all good and well. And it's like E-numbers as well. That's another one that pops up. I did a food review a few months ago now, and I mentioned about the E-numbers, and it turned out in the end just to be salt. So how wrong am I? I mean, I just mentioned the E-numbers, but they do put you off, don't they? Because they put me off when I see loads of E-numbers. You don't want that in your food, do you? Some of them are harmless. Well, are they all harmless? I don't know. you know, so it's just sort of a do we know what we're eating kind of a video, and it's come about by all the comments that I get, and that's what it's just a sort of a discussion. And if you are, you know, if you do these kind of things and you look into it, I was reading I wasn't reading anywhere, I don't do hardly any reading, but I've seen it popped up on YouTube, I noticed, and it was a survey that they did on eggs. Now I thought eggs were good for you. Now it's come up that long-term effects of eating eggs are bad for you. Now, you know, you don't know what to believe, do you? And that's eggs. I don't know if it's the egg whites, the egg yolks, or it was a combination of both. But, you know, what you know, it's all what we eat, isn't it? Now I've been eating eggs. I used to eat loads and loads of eggs when I was bodybuilding years ago, when I was like 18, 19, 20, and before I went in the army, I used to eat loads of eggs. Getting in shape, loads of protein, so, you know, in an ideal world, you know, what would we do? Get an allotment and live off the fat of the land, eating organic all the time. You know, a lot of people do it. Well, a lot of people do it. Just a bit of food for thought, that's all. Just thought I'd let, you know, sort of at least mention it. And I know obviously the food that I review is if you eat it all the time, processed food, and it's not great for you, is it? It really isn't. But, you know, I don't eat it all the time. I used to eat a lot, I must admit. But over the 2.5 years I've been doing this, you know, I still don't eat great, I must admit. But I try and eat a balanced diet where I can. I'll say that, where I can. Yeah, so please feel free to comment and let me know your thoughts. Just a discussion point, I'm sort of merely starting it off, and I'll be very interested to hear your comments. So thanks for watching, do appreciate it, take care, all the best, and I'll get a food video going on the next one.